Hey y'all, how are we doing? Sorry for the absence. We had a crazy week, some tough stuff, some good stuff, all kinds of things, but didn't want you to think I forgot about doing these videos because they're still really fun for us. Um, so, the weirdest thing for a Kentuckian in May in a pandemic is the fact that there's been no Kentucky Derby. I don't, this is really hard for us, right? Um, but that kind of leads into what I'm talking about today, which is one of the questions I get asked the most, aside from is that for sale, is if you're what's your number one thing that you own, your number one piece, or if your house was on fire, what would you grab first going out the door? Outside, inanimate objects outside of dogs and wife. Um, and it's funny because it's not a Jordan game worn jersey. It's not a card. It's from this wall. And this speaks to my family and to me as a Kentuckian and what is truly amazing to me. So these are all pictures of Secretariat, glasses, goggles, signed by Steve Coffin, Seattle Slew. This is all horse. This is actually slate from Churchill Downs, signed by Turcotte and Coffin, who wrote Seattle Slew and Secretariat. But the number one thing that I would take on the way out of a burning house is this. And this was given to me by my grandfather. He's my step grandfather because my real grandfather died when my dad was 11. This was my grandfather since I've been born and since my dad was 16. But he is an equine veterinarian and a very famous one. And there's actually, in the movie Secretariat, there's a little person that plays him really briefly. Because my grandfather, 3 days before the Kentucky Derby that Secretariat won in his quest for the Triple Crown, my grandfather took an abscess out of Secretariat's mouth. Secretariat actually lost the previous race, the Wood Memorial. And they think it's because this big abscess in his mouth was hitting the bridle. And my grandfather has told the story at dinner years and years and years. But he's a famous equine veterinarian named Dr. Robert Copeland. And this picture he gave to me of Secretariat is very special, but it's also, if you look, it's got a piece of Secretariat's mane and tail right there. If you're from Kentucky, you get it. If you love horses and animals, you get it. But that's the greatest horse that ever lived. And I mean, change my mind, fight me, whatever. He still has the record for the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. And if you can watch the Belmont Stakes when he won by 31 lengths, I can't even, there's no words. There's whole documentaries on it. You should Google ESPN Sports Century Classic Secretariat and just watch the last 15 minutes. And you'll understand that having a piece of the greatest racehorse ever that my grandfather operated on 3 days before the Derby and the greatest Triple Crown ever run, that's pretty amazing. And if the house was on fire and everybody else was out safe and I was going to pick one thing, as a Kentucky boy with family involved, this is coming first. All the other stuff I'll figure out, but that's coming out the door with me. So I thought you'd dig that story. And I'll miss the Derby this May, but they'll get it in, and maybe they'll get it in September too. So appreciate y'all. Thanks for being patient while we were gone for about a week or so, and love you lots. Let's get back into it.